This is Padmaja coming from Eluru College of Engineering. Now I would like to give lecture on arrays that comes under Unit 3. Now, the definition of array. Array is a collection of data items or collection of elements which are having same data type. So, array is a collection of data items these items are having same data type. Next, array is user defined data type. Next, the elements in array are placed in homogeneous manner in the memory. So the definition of array is collection of data items. These data items are having same data type. Collection of data items. We are having number of data items and all these data items are having same data type. Next one is array comes under user defined data type. Next, the elements in array. So whatever the elements are taken under that array, those can be placed in homogeneous manner, that is in sequential order in the memory. Okay. So next, syntax. Data type, array name, size. Data type, array name, size. Next, for example, if we want to store the student roll numbers, that is 100 student roll numbers, then we have to take that can be under integer s of 100. S of 100. Okay. Here s is the array name and 100 is the number of students roll numbers we will take, and those roll numbers are all under the same data type integer. Types of arrays. We have three types of arrays. Those are one-dimensional array, or 1D, two-dimensional arrays, 2D. Next, multi-dimensional arrays. multi-dimensional arrays. In one-dimensional array, the data is arranged in only in one dimension. So the declaration of one-dimensional array is int a of 5, int a of 5. As soon as the declaration and definition of this array, the memory is allocated by this compiler to this array. As soon as the declaration and definition of array is given, the memory is allocated to this array. So, the memory is, here we have 5 elements. For each element, it takes 2 bytes, and for all the 5 elements, it allocates 10 bytes of memory. 10 bytes of memory. Why? Because 2 bytes, the integer allocates 2 bytes of memory. Okay. By this declaration, they won't store any values into this array. Okay. So, in order to store the values, we have to either initialize the values at the time of declaration or read the values by using input statements. So, the array can be initialized at the time of declaration is int a of 5 is equal to the values in each location is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. By giving this, the value at a of 0th location is 1. It can take. Like a of first location, the value is 2. It assigns. Like a of second location, it takes the value 3. Like a of 3, it takes the value 4. Takes the value 5. Actually, when we initialize the array at the time of declaration, then int a of 5 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, the compiler assigns the values to the array locations as in a of 0th location, it takes the value 1. In a of 1, it takes the value 2. In a of 2, it takes the value 3. Like in a of 3, it takes 4. In a of 4, it takes the value 5. Meaning that here the index, array index starts from 0 and it ends with the index n-1. Generally, the arrays starts at the index 0 and ends with the index n-1. Okay. So, this is the initialization at the time of declaration. Okay. So, if you want to give the values to the array elements by using input statement, then we have to give first the array declaration, that is int a of 5, all the needed variables. Say for example, I. Okay. So, using the looping structure for I is equal to 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. For using this looping structure, we can take the input to the array elements, that is scanf, %d, quotations, comma, ampersand a of I. Okay. So, this is reading the elements into the array by using input statement like scanf. Okay. So, this is one-dimensional array. Example program to read elements in one-dimensional array and print those elements is Now I'm printing the values. A of I. Next, return 0. Return 0. So this program is for reading the values into the array and printing those values of array elements, okay, by using for loop structure. Now coming to two-dimensional arrays. These are also called 2D arrays. These are also called 2D arrays. Most of the applications, it requires dimensions more than one. Okay. So, say for example, if we want to store the details in a tabular format, that is in a matrix format, we need more than one dimension. Okay. So, there we use the concept of two-dimensional arrays. Okay. So, here in two-dimensional array, the declaration is int a of 3, 3. Okay. So, here the first dimension represents row and second dimension represents column. Okay. So, in two-dimensional arrays, the first dimension represents row and the second dimension represents the column. Okay. Especially these two-dimensional arrays are used to display the values in a matrix format or in a tabular format. Okay. So, for tabular format, we need to take the values both in rows and columns. Okay. So, for that mentioning rows and columns, we have to take the first index as the row, the second index as the column. Okay. So, next, the declaration of the array itself does not store any values. By declaring this array, it only reserves the space for these elements. It will not store any values. So, in order to store the values, we have to again initialize the array at the time of declaration or read the elements by using some input statements. Okay. Initialization. Initialization is int a of 3, 3 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So, here I am initializing the two-dimensional array that is of rows 3 and columns 3 for maintaining the matrix of size 3 and 3. I have given the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The compiler will assign these values to the array locations as a of 0, 0 is equal to 1, a of 0, 1 is equal to 2, a of 0, 2 is equal to 3, like A of 1, 0 is equal to 4, A of 1, 1 is equal to 5, A of 1, 2 is equal to 6. Next, A of 2, 0 is equal to 7, A of 2, 1 is equal to 8, A of 2, 2 is equal to 9. These values will be assigned directly to array locations like these by the compiler. Okay, so this is nothing but initialization at the time of declaration. Here we have to give all the necessary values to the necessary locations of the array. Say for example, if we miss any value here, then compiler will assign directly zeros to that particular location. Okay. Next, if we give the values more number than specified here, then compiler will give error at the time of compilation. Okay. So, those two precautions should be taken. At runtime, the values which are given to the array are by using for loop structure, that is for I is equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. Next, again we have to take another for loop. This is for column representation j equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Next, scanf percentage d quotations comma ampersand a of ij. Okay. So, in order to read the values in two-dimensional array by using input statements, then we have to take here two for loops, one for maintaining the rows and another for maintaining the column. Okay. So, again, in order to display the values of this two-dimensional array, we have to take again two for loops, that is one for row representation and another for column representation. Next, for printing the values, we have to give printf statement, that is printf quotations percentage d, then the values of the array, that is a of ij. Okay. So, this representation is used at the time of runtime. This representation is exclusively for taking the values at runtime and printing those values at runtime. Now, I am writing a program to read values into the two-dimensional array and print those values. Okay. So, for that, hash include stdio.h, next void main, next int here I am taking 3 by 3 matrix. So, for that, printf enter data. Next, for taking the data, I have to maintain two for loops for the two-dimensional array, one for row representation and another for column representation. Okay, this is for taking the data ampersand a of ij. Okay, so next, now I am printing those values which are taken in this array, that is printf the data is, again I have to give two loops, one for row and another for column, because in two-dimensional array we have both rows and columns. For maintaining both rows and columns, we should give two for loops in two-dimensional arrays. The third type of arrays is multi-dimensional array. In this multi-dimensional array, we can maintain three or more number of dimensions. If we take three-dimensional arrays, in this we have three dimensions. The first dimension specifies plane, the second dimension specifies row size, and the third dimension specifies column size. Okay, so actually this three-dimensional array is the array of two-dimensional arrays. Okay, so here the declaration of multi-dimensional array, the syntax is data type, array name, plane, row size and column size. I already told you that in this three-dimensional array, the first dimension specifies the plane and the second dimension specifies the row size, third dimension specifies the column size. Okay, say for example, if I have to maintain a three-dimensional array that's named as A and the plane number of planes are 3 and each and every plane we have 3 rows and each and every row has 3 columns. Okay, 3 rows and 3 columns. For each plane we have 3 rows and 3 columns. Okay, for this also we have initialization at the time of declaration is possible, and also we can take the values into this multi-dimensional array by using some input elements. The initialization of this multi-dimensional array is int a of 3, 3, 3 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is first plane. Next, for the second plane, again 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and this is the second plane details. Next, third plane details are 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. This is the third plane details, and we have closed like this. Okay. So the initialization of the multi-dimensional array. In that multi-dimensional array, we have total number of planes are 3 dimensions we have, and each and every dimension we have 3 rows and 3 columns. So the values are like this. Thank you for watching my video.